But poverty to APC, Ebekebe, and their ass lickers is like a virtue. You know, just it's God loves the poor. Sort of, you know, if we are poor, then everybody should be poor. How can you be driving a car when me, that I have been working for the past 20 years of my life, I cannot afford bicycle? So if tomorrow they find you walking or trekking, the first they will ask you is that, what happened to your car? Baba, I don't sell that car. Hey. That means we are equal now. Thank God. To them, that's progress. If you tell them that, if they see you, say, wait here for that. You know, I've been seeing you around all this while. Like, what happened? So, they don't, you know, our company folded up. So they just really sort of us. Oh, they sack all of you. No, not sack, but the business food. So you don't get job right now. That's why I've been seeing you around. They say, I don't get job. You just smile, say, we are equal now. This is the kind of life that APC, Ebekebe, calls, that's what they call progress. They want you to, if you're a young man, driving a car, or you have a house, you see some others who are like in their own 40s or 50s, right? Who can't boast of anything. So immediately they see somebody like they're like, you must be involved in fraud, in drug. So something needs to happen. So when APC, Ebekebe came in and they started their agenda of impoverishing everybody, so it was like one by one, people started falling into that bracket of poverty. And APC, Ebekebe's, poverty choristers themselves, they felt like it was a good thing. And that's why today, you will see some of them tell you that you have been living fake life. The time that you are able to afford your children's school fees, be able to feed your family 3 square meals conveniently, right? Or comfortably before this Tinubu. Now that you are struggling, okay, to them, you were living a fake life then. That you had a job. The inflation in the economy is not eating over 70% of your own income. Your currency was not devalued at the time, and you were able to afford this and that. So, and they couldn't, even when the economy was not this bad, they still couldn't feed themselves. So APC, Ebekebe is like the punisher. So now that you are complaining, they believe that you are all equal. You are equal now. But it economy. Any small, really. Go the waka like this. I seem to say in be God. See her now. He no get car again. His business don't fold up. We are all the same now. All of us now, everybody don't become equal. Have you seen how they celebrate that among themselves? We are now equal. We got it economy. All of us are now the same. No big man for Nigeria anymore. It's a big man. Come on. We are all the same now. It is a pride for them that Tinubu even went on TV, remember, and he said his own friend that used to drive 5 limousines has become, the Shege has touched him, which is a pride for Tinubu. His friend now drives a Honda car. So what then happened to those who were driving Honda 2 years ago? What are they driving right now? Like a Benz, Sabi, so that they can tell you that we are now the same. All of us did the coconut. It's a pride for them. But at the same time, they will also turn around and be telling you that Nigeria is progressing. Now only you know Siam. I say, how can you be celebrating the fall and the economic ruin of other people's lives as a progress? What kind of a country is this? What kind of people are these guys? You know what I mean? Like, you are happy that those who could actually take care of themselves economically, Nigeria has happened to a lot of them today, that they can no longer take care of themselves. You are happy for that, but on the other hand, you are telling us that everything is fine.
Okay, guys, what is Mayogun Diary trying to explain in this video? Wow. So, Mayogun Diary is trying to explain the kind of mentality the APC supporters get. You understand? They are trying to explain the kind of mentality those people get. You understand? So, he's trying to let you know that those APC supporters, the reason why they are supporting the APC be say, they want you to be like them. They are suffering. They want you to suffer like them. Like, they don't want to make anybody they progress for this Nigeria. They want to make everybody they equal, make everybody they suffer together. Even when you are putting in the work, even when you are doing your possible best in order to be where you are today, they don't want that progress. And if you check, you go see say most of those people are lazy. They only rely on the money, those money the way they say then they collect from people, maybe then go hail you, chairman, find out something. You go give that kind of thing. You understand? They only rely on source in order for them to survive or even fee. So whenever they see somebody now, you understand, that gives them money frequently, and the person as in tells them to go and do somebody bad thing or something like that, you will see them, they will go as far as doing that thing because they are benefiting from such people. You understand? So that's what Mayogun Diary is trying to explain. So as in those people, if you check, you go see most of them are very lazy. They don't want to work. They don't even understand the kind of stress or the kind of pressure, everything that somebody have to go through in order to be where they are. You understand? So they don't even want to understand that. They just want you to be like them. They just want make all of us they suffer. Make it be only them. All of us, that kind of mentality. You understand? You they drive car, possible. Make everybody they use leg. Make that kind of mentality, you understand? Get house, I know get house, yes. Make everybody they struggle, they pay, that kind of thing, they pay rent and all that. They want you to struggle like them. They just want you to be like them. They want you to suffer like them. That's why when you see, that's why you normally see that aggression. You understand? That's why you normally see that aggression in them. They will still tell you that Tinubu is working, even knowing fully well that the economy is not good. You understand? They will watch you. You understand? It's very funny. Serious. It's very funny. So, but at the end of the day, we must survive at the end of the day. So I would like to hear your opinion concerning this particular topic on the comment section. And also make sure you like this video so that YouTube will recommend it to more people. Then subscribe to this channel if you are new to this channel. So I go allow you guys to continue with the video so that you guys will see the rest of the video. Thanks.
How do you describe this? If you have an economy that was the biggest economy in the whole of Africa, rated around $570 billion 10 years ago, and then 10 years after, your economy is now $178 billion. How much losses? How can we calculate that? That's like you losing over 60% of your own supposed GDP, even though you still have the population. You have a growing population, which practically just means growing poverty, where inflation has eaten deeper into the fabric of the same economy. So how do you describe such decline in 10 years other than failure? But that is not how the APC, Ebekebe, sees it. Okay, so today, Nigeria's economy is now rated the 5th in the entire Africa. They even used the IMF to push an agenda 3-4 days or so ago, towards the end of, just about 4 or 5 days ago. They used the IMF to push an agenda to say Nigeria economy is the second on the continent after Egypt. And then, just to make themselves feel better, only for the real figure to come out today, when the Nigerian economy is actually rated to be around the $180 billion, $179 billion. And it is fact too, because gone are the days when you have a lot of people who had jobs, and then you had a lot of businesses operating in that place. Then you have, even though you had poor people as well, but the number of the poorest Nigerians at the time, 10 years ago, was put at 54 million Nigerians. Fast forward to today, Nigerians, the poorest Nigerians today, or the number of the poor Nigerians today is now over 140 million. Even this Bulaba had to say, the reason why a lot of you are not feeling what is going on in that contraption right now, the policies of Tinubu is because una too many. But if those policies are working, it's just that the reason why you're not feeling it is because you are too many in that contraption. This is what the Bulaba had to say.
To that conversation, so contextualize. The government has touted, which I referenced to one of the gains that you talked about, FX reserve going up to more than $40 billion. You talked about NEL fund on the other hand. talked about FAC allocation increasing to record high of 1.7, but that is at the bigger or macroeconomic level. But the reality is the fact that the day-to-day living of people has not improved. That is the truth. So when you begin to use words like agenda setting, not speaking to fact, look, Mr. Boala, the truth is that this is Channels TV. We speak to fact. As a person, part of my academic background is economics, so I understand numbers beyond the surface. So we'll put the numbers out.
Okay, so let me respond to that. I have never mentioned any media outlet. It is not in my character to do that. But if she should wear it, I mean, if the shoe fits, wear it. But what I'm trying to say, when you talked about, you agree with the macroeconomic, progress that we've made, but that it is not reflective in the day-to-day life of the Nigerian people. Now, I'm very happy you also talked about your knowledge and experience in economics. So since you have the depth of knowledge in economics, I believe you must agree with me that before you can see effective change in the day-to-day living of individuals, you have to put in place the fundamentals of economy, the indices that steer or stimulate that growth. And you must agree with me also as an expert in the economics that there is no economic theory that can promise you magic or overnight wonders, except if you think there is any theory that you have come across that can make somebody have overnight wonders.
The issue here is the fact that nobody is quarreling with. Everybody seems to have agreed that there are certain policies that should have come through, but how those policies are managed. So the approach looks like knee-jerk in some instances look tokenistic. That is the challenge. So that is why perhaps, despite some of the efforts we've seen releases of funds, but it's not moving the needle as it should move. So Nigerians are constantly complaining. And whatever model of economics you use, whatever you put out, there's something called being witnesses of personal experience, and that is the reality of Nigerians. So whatever gain you put out, Nigerians don't see it. If they don't see it in when they step out of their houses to buy food, travel by road, or some of these basic at the end of the day. You get my point, right?
I get it, but I disagree in part. Let me tell you why I say I disagree. When you use the generic term Nigerians, the assumption is that there is an assessment in which the majority of Nigerians have said that. Now, I know you don't have a data. You have not pulled any statistical data to arrive at that. So your own is assumption, but the assumption can be a reality given that we have a large population of Nigerians. What I will say, rather, is that the economic model, however fantastic and wonderful it is, it will also take into cognizance population. So, for example, if the population of Nigeria is small, there will be these visible signs that you're talking about within 18 months. Whatever investment you put, if the population is large, you know that the growth will have to be slow. As an economic expert, I'm sure you must have come across this analysis that was given, that for Nigeria to match what is expected infrastructure-wise, there must be on a yearly basis an investment of $10 billion on infrastructure alone. This is economic analysis arrived at by experts in the field of economics in Nigeria. Now that $10 billion, my brother, if you convert it into Naira, you will see that you're already challenging the entire budget of all the areas that we're talking about in Nigeria. So and that's the very basic of economy, when you have limited resources and then you have things to do, you have to begin to look at which one we can touch now, which one we can talk later. And even those ones that we're doing now, whether it has touched a lot of people. For example, you cannot deny the fact that in December, there was a policy directed by the president that those who were traveling for festive season should access transportation fare for half the price of the value. But because the population is small as compared to the population of Nigeria, you would say that it has not impacted on generality of the people. You can also look at it from example in the area of agriculture. There have been improvement, whether you go to the northeast, northwest, south, or everywhere. But because we have a large population, the impact is not seen in the way you're saying. So I expect contextual intervention from you to say that to either agree or disagree, that population-wise will mean that the growth cannot be very visible at the moment. But we have testimonies, and we have testimonials of people who are impacted by that, and they are ordinary Nigerians.
Now, I first ask you, Olufemi, or what do you call yourself? Is this your first time on Mayegun's Diary Political? Or you just probably want to be like a mad person on this, on this streaming this evening? I am not your press idiot. Somebody is your press idiot. I am not in the what do you call it? I'm not in the midst of your security intelligence. What have you? So you are coming on to somebody's YouTube channel and you're asking me to set up a better security empowerment in Nigeria. As what? Eh? Like as who? As your, I don't even know what to describe it as. So you have your Nigerian army, you have your Nigerian police, you have your DSS, you have your NIA, you have your NSA, you have your presidiot, you have your IG, you have all these guys, thousands of them and trillions of your naira. And name it, all the necessary equipment to spy, right? To fight. As a country, you have a country that has all this equipment. But you're asking me, a YouTuber, to go and set up a better security empowerment to fight terrorists. So you are now talking about insult. Insult will not solve it. It is not different from those who are going to say, to stop hunger in Nigeria, we should go and grow, we should go and start a farm. Do you understand that now? Like say, how many farms have you started, Mayegun? Or somebody will say, to stop poverty in Nigeria, you, Mayegun, how many people have you helped? She platform yani Olufemi Abugufe Paeni. We are holding those who actually are supposed to be doing the job, whose job it is to protect all of us. Those who claim that they will protect you and me. Then we are now the victims in the hands of terrorists. You are asking me to set up a better security. Africa Wahala. So what, in what capacity would I come and set up security in Nigeria? As what? Like, you are making it look like I have to give solution. You know, some of them will say, let us give them solution. Give Tinubu solution. So what happened to those people, his advisors, that he is paying? What happened to his ministers? Over 13,000 appointees of his. What happened to them? That my own advice is now what is remaining for Tinubu to do what is right. Africa Wala. This is what they do. They say, come and give him advice. Give who advice? You have people whose job is to keep us safe. They are not doing it. Billions of your naira is being budgeted and siphoned every year. And I'm calling them out. You're asking me to go and set up a better security empowerment. Advice, you are giving advice. So you want me to come here and then start sounding as if to say I am here to advise Tinubu? Like they don't even know what they are doing. So do you think they don't know what they are doing? All this looting, all this party, all this fraud, do you think they don't know what they are doing? So they need to go and watch Mayegun's YouTube so that they can take advice. Or you just want to sound politically correct, you know? They like doing that. It's been a long time I've seen people like that just jump onto Mayegun's diary political and they will start giving advice. Mayegun, instead of you to give solution, I should give APC a solution. We that want them to continue what they are doing. You see, Mayegun's diary political is actually to show to the rest of you, or people like yourself, Olufemi, all right? People like yourself that somehow believes that what is happening in Nigeria is not intentional. Some of you will believe that, some will say it is some evil spirits. Some will say some evil this and that. But I have passed through that stage of believing that nonsense, okay? And I do not pass that across. I don't pass that on to people here. The ruiners and destroyers of Nigeria, as career criminals that they are, they know what they are doing. The ideal thing is to enlighten the public, enlighten the citizenry, right? So that they don't keep falling for that trickery. So that one day, when that one day go be one day, we can all go for their heads. That's the reason why you are on Mayegun's diary political. I'm not here to give APC any advice. Because whatever they are doing in Nigeria, they are doing so intentionally. Kosi coincidence, kosi error. Shoshi platform yani. Shoshi buku ishi platform yani. Asking me to come and start a better security. What would I call that? Nnamdi Kanu started a security in Nigeria. What did they do to him? How many people have they killed? when Nnamdi Kanu set up the Eastern Security Network in Nigeria, how many of you called for his head? How many of you believe that the same ESN that he set up is the one that is causing insecurity in Eastern Nigeria without evidence? How many of you believe that right now? And you know the Bruku Jati. So you are coming to Mayegun's Diary Political to come and advise Tinubu. Me advise Tinubu. Abike go kashuri Bruku go blue. You're asking me to give advice or set up security. Set up security as what? As the Premier of Western Region, Abibao, or maybe I will just call myself the Premier of Yoruba Nation in exile. Maybe that's, I can just call myself the Prime Minister of Yoruba Nation in exile, so that I can just set up Africa Wala. You will be the Minister of Defense. You'll be Minister of Defense. Princess Balogun will be the Chief of Naval Staff. Who else is there? Yomi Totu. Maybe I can make you the Chief of Defense Staff, so that we can set up our own security. Is that what you mean? Then type one advice. Advice who? I should advise Tinubu. Maybe we can now kind of start it all over again. You're asking me to advise. Advise who? Ashiri. Oh, Koshida, no ever last plan, Molori, please. I don't want to see somebody like that around here. That's not what you kind of advise. It is, number one, it is nonsense. You don't ask a private person to go and set up security. Set up security for who? Olani, what would you like to be? Beyakapi was Air Force Marshal. The National Security Advisor to the Prime Minister, Mayegun, Prime Minister of Yoruba Nation in exile. All right? And then we can set up our security and all that. It's mockery. It's absolute nonsense. What I am doing here is to expose them. They already have all it takes to keep us safe. But the politics of it, the greed, then the corruption, especially the corruption of it, is the reason why you and I are having this conversation today. If everybody is doing their own job, if they are doing their job, and if you're not doing your job, you get sacked. But if Tinubu and his gang, they don't give a damn about any of you. It's just all about themselves. So everybody is having their own field day there. So until I am interested in the entire system collapsing, okay, and then all these guys hunted down one by one, here you get now, and give them the justice that they deserve in what they have done to this contraption Nigeria. That's what I am after. I'm not after you pretending to be advising people. You can only, they say you can only wake somebody who is sleeping. And it also Akpiroro is somebody who is pretending to be sleeping. They are not sleeping, they're just pretending to be sleeping, like, and you're waking them. Mayegun. Like that. That's somebody pretending to be sleeping. That's exactly what you have in that contraption. Everybody knows what they are doing. They all know what they are doing. And that is why, except the entire system actually really collapse on their heads when the whole thing kind of like go up in smoke, right? They don't deserve anybody's advice. Do you think they don't know what they are doing? They do. So my wine, if you still have any nonsense on this place, please get out of here. All right? So going forward, right? You have the likes of Wike, who is pretty much living like he's a law unto himself. You understand? So somebody like that and people like that are those around Tinubu. So what kind of advice do you want to give him?
Maybe, take for example, IPD Secondus. He didn't understand English. That's what we can do. We cannot carry arms. We cannot go and shoot. Forget traditional rulers. If you follow them, you won't go anywhere. If anything happens now, they'll be the first people in your house. I've told you that severally. Even religious leaders, I hardly close my eyes when people are praying now, because I don't know what they will pray, whether an attacker will come when I close my eyes. So I always open my eyes, because you find it so unbelievable when I hear and see what is going on. that people can just change overnight for nothing. For nothing. So, just be calm. There must be something that will happen in this state that everybody will know that the movement that's going on is not a party movement. It's not a party movement. It's a movement that you will see. Forget about people claiming this and this. After all, they gave rice, you gave rice. It's not correct. They gave cow, you gave cow. It's not correct. They gave pepper, you gave pepper. No, so. So what is all this talk. So we are prepared. So I want to thank all our leaders. The way you came back home. The way you came back home, went to your various communities and localities. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Their envy is nothing but we had a presidential endorsement. If I tell you they're happy, they're not happy. May God ever not make them to be happy in their life. We'll continue to get more presidential endorsement. Anywhere they are now, watching all the televisions live, they have 250/200 high blood pressure. They'll be happy. And let me tell you, as I've entered this year in Abuja will be different than last year. You will see development in Abuja. Nobody can distract us. And wherever you are, pray for Mr. President. Do you understand me? Pray for Mr. President. We'll continue to support him. All those, they say, what it means that if they didn't test me to step down. You're comparing two different things. You don't have the balls, President, you want to step down. Of the FCC, what's that? It's a president to just step down. Well, you're not prepared, you're not prepared.
Criminal like that is in government. But when you see the typical closet Ronokus, where the wicked is a great politician, where the wicked is where the wicked fits them. Especially the fact that he's on the side of Tinubu, a criminal like that who should be in jail. But he's a minister, wrecking more havoc like a wrecking ball. So you want me to advise people like that? He took a dig at I think this one was against the GOs. He said he doesn't close his eyes when they pray anymore because he doesn't trust them. Practically, he doesn't trust them. They don't trust themselves. Then this one.
Money. I have nothing to lose. I have a budget to present to National Assembly through Mr. President. I have nothing to lose. I give her contracts. So what's my business? Yes. Yes. I give her an appointment. And to crown it, I give her lands. So what is every time? Red Barrel. Which Red Barrel? Look at assembly members. You thought they would die of hunger. Are they dying of hunger? Are you dying of hunger?
And he also took a dig at Uche Secondus. He said maybe Uche Secondus doesn't understand English.
Maybe, take for example, IPD Secondus. He didn't understand English language. That's why he couldn't pass from Stellar Marriage. If he passed from Stellar Marriage, you know that didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. Secondus did not pass Stellar Marriage College. Don't mind them. So I didn't say anything. Maybe because he did not understand simple English language. That's what I said. What did I apologize? What do you want me to apologize? What did I say? What I said is that look, I hear and I read somebody who said should be our elder statesman. Say this thing today, and he said a different thing tomorrow. And I said, no, no elder statesman should say that. And the elder statesman didn't say, I didn't say so. If he had said he didn't say that, I would have apologized. But he didn't say that, he didn't say so. So are you killing me for advising my elder statesman? No, don't do that. If he says so today, don't say that tomorrow. Did I say bad? Did I abuse anybody? So what did I do? I also never said that I built mansion for elder statesman. I said our elder statesman was one telling people the kind of mansion and castle I built. I didn't say I said so. So listen. I didn't say I said. I said our elder statesman was carrying people, showing them according to whom you are. Build mansion, build castle. You know what I said? So it is not me who said. It is the man who supported the elder statesman. I said so. What you should have done is to go to the elder statesman yourself. Why you go talk like that? I don't understand. I have never come to anybody. I never went to any television to say I did this, I did that. I said, look, the one who was going about telling people what we did, what I did. And how do you go back now to those people? That's what I said. And you want to kill me? Is that proper?
Nuisance believe.
So that's the wicked, the kind of people around Kolu with impunity, stealing people's lands, giving them to his friends, invalidating people's documents, and then giving their lands to his own friends. And he said, do you want me to give the lands to my enemies? They said, I gave land to my friends. Do you want me to give the land to my enemies? That's the level of impunity in the system. And those are the people who are riding the system that will eventually collapse. Sooner or later, it's just going to be a matter of time. That one is certain. So you don't advise your enemies when they are destroying themselves. No, you let them do it. When they are digging their own graves. The elites, political elites in Nigeria, they have gotten to the stage whereby they see themselves like the alpha and omega. If you speak up or speak out against their actions or inactions, right, you are automatically tagged enemy. They will say you are enemy of Nigeria. If you criticize them, if they have a chance of clamping down on you, they will do it with so much gusto. And that is the kind of people we are dealing with. So the real enemies of Nigeria are your political class and the elites. The ones that are making policies, decisions, whose decisions and policies affect millions of lives. So they are the enemies of the people. And as it is, they have gotten to that stage where they feel like, maybe only God can stop them. Nothing can really stop them anymore. Okay? So they control the judiciary. They control the police. They control, they nearly control the media too. So that's the kind of people we are dealing with. Where you have the propaganda arm of the government trying to force what is not real on the people. And they want them to accept it. You have to accept it. That's the truth. But it's not the truth. What you're saying is not the truth. So if you say no, then they want to get rid of you. So what you have to do is kind of like enlighten the public while you allow them to continue to run on that, their propaganda and belief. It has gotten to a stage where even they are believing their own lies. Do you understand what that means, right? If you are doing something wrong and people are saying, oh, this is not right, this is not working. Or you are convinced, you're personally convinced that no, you're right, it's the right thing to do. That's dangerous. So all you have to do is just let them do it as they are. So I don't have any advice for them, and I will never advise them, by the way. I won't. Because there's no point. They have to continue in this line, self-destruct button, until they destroy themselves. And it's going to happen sooner or later. Okay?